Crow, Dave Crow back. So in the last episode, we asked 4 girls questions about dating and relationships. So in this episode, we're going to ask 4 guys the same questions that I asked the girls in the last episode, and let's see what they say. So, let's meet our guys. How do you feel about your friend dating your ex?
He's got to talk to me about it first.
Yeah. Probably just break it up with me first. It really depends on the relationship of how it went. If it ended terribly, I'd like for them to at least talk to me first, but I mean, I don't have any hard feelings against it.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you had to say. A lot of factors involved. It's not like a real contract kind of thing. I agree.
Yeah, I think it has to do too with like the time frame. Because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking, you broke up, or like, I dated a girl, broke up with her, and my friend is with her like the next week. And, alright, I think we have like a problem, but if like I dated her in like 3rd grade, and I was like, you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, yeah, it was like, and then we just didn't even say anything about it, and like, we just didn't even know we broke up. And it's like 12 years later, or like 18 years later, like,
That makes sense.
It
I mean,
does.
like 3rd grade.
Yeah, I would say
is
3rd grade.
not
That's pretty
That's
long
not even
time.
that hard.
I give it like a few months.
I'm gonna be honest
I
though.
would say 5th grade. If it's 5th grade,
Bro,
it's
you went 2nd grade.
that's how we're cutting it dry right
No,
now.
I'm gonna be honest. If you break up with somebody and then like a week later your friend's dating, that's spawn kicking, bro.
Yep.
You were waiting.
Yeah,
You were waiting
absolutely.
for that
I would
shit.
agree with that.
Yeah. You were preying on somebody's downfall. No cap.
Okay, so let me tell you what the girl said. So I won't give any specific names on who said what. One of them said their ex hit on her friend and said it wasn't cool. So like they weren't saying like, oh, well, like, my friend dated my ex. Their ex hit on her friend.
That's
And-
different though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
between
what-
her and the ex, not her and her friend.
Hey,
Her
friend,
friend,
her
her friend
ex-
can control that.
The ex initiated too, so it's not like the friend went over and was like, "Hey, what's up?" It was
Another one said I wouldn't do that to a friend, which would make sense. I mean, that's your friend.
Yeah.
Another one said, like, if the friend's okay with it, then there shouldn't really be that big of an issue, which I can say, like, I have personal experience with. Like I said in the last video, I used to talk to my friend's ex. And, like, probably about less than a week of talking to her, I eventually spoke to him and was like, hey, I've been talking to your ex, nothing happened between us, and, like, tell me if there's an issue. So, and if there is an issue, just tell me, I'll stop talking to her, I'll even, like, unadd her, I'll block her, whatever you want me to do. I'm, like, this friendship's more important than with her. And he was like, I really don't care what you guys do on your own time is your business. I really don't care. The last girl said that there's a pretty big red flag if there's if like the person is an ex, which I can see both sides of that.
And I mean, it depends on how the relationship ends. Like, if the ex cheated on her, and then the friend's trying to get with the ex that cheated, then it's like, what are you doing?
Also, how long was that relationship before the ex happened? Like, was it like a few months thing or years, or like how many exes has this person had before it becomes a red flag?
That's true. I mean, like, for me personally, this was about like when I had this experience. It was a month after they broke up, but I didn't know they broke up at first until she told me. So, like something that you said, it's like like if they cheated on me. I also told the girls that like it would really depend on the situation, which most of these questions do. But like what I said is that if we were on good terms, if it's like, let's say that, this was one of my hometown, like this girl goes to my hometown and like she has to come up here all the time to see me, or I have to go there to see her, and we can't see each other all the time, and then we just think, okay, let's break it off. And then she starts dating one of my hometown friends. It'd be like, that'd be kind of weird for me, but at the same time, it's like you can't see me that often, you can't see him, I get it. But like you said, if she cheated on me, that's different. That's like, we ended on bad terms. Then it's like, I really don't, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, my friend dates with an ex who cheated on me. I'm gonna just let him get played too. Like, you kind of don't do that. I'm not gonna lie.
But would you at least warn the friend? Like, I'd say the friend, like, yo,
They
you
would
know that
probably
this person
already
cheated on you.
know.
That is true.
I feel
So
like
it's like,
if you got cheated on and then they start to go towards your friend and you broke up with them because you got cheated on, then it's not really your obligation to warn your friend. That's just kind of not something a friend should really do, especially if you get cheated on. And then if you're gonna go, you know, I would just let that friend get a bike. You know?
That's actually like
That's
something
their
that
path.
the girls said. They were saying like if like, it's like why would you get with someone who's a cheater? That was their point.
That's true.
What if this was like your girl best friend, your friend dating your girl best friend?
Don't care.
I'm okay with it. I mean, he's my friend for a reason, and if they're gonna date, then I don't really see a problem with it.
Plus, if it's my girl best friend, we're already just friends. Like, if she a friend like that, then I don't really want anything from that relationship, so.
So what the girls said is that one of them said like it wouldn't be much of an issue, just like you guys said. Two of the other girls had personal experiences with this. The last one said it'd be kind of weird because of like, you know, there's some inside jokes that maybe like, you know, you would have with your like best friend of the opposite sex that maybe like your significant other wouldn't understand, or the other way around, having inside jokes with your significant other that your best friend of the opposite sex wouldn't understand. So that'd be kind of weird. And it's also like, I also said that like for me personally, that would be weird for me because like on one side you got like someone I hang out with all the time, and then on the other side you get the girl I hang out with all the time and tell just about everything to. And when those two start dating, that can be awkward for me. But like at the same time, then there's also if they break up, then that reflects my life.
Yeah. Is this like scenario, like the friend and the girl best friend already know each other? Like, is it the same group, or is it a friend from like a completely different group you have?
All I'll really say is that it's your girl best friend and your friend dating.
I don't like
Yeah.
dating within friend groups. I feel like that should never be done.
Dating within friend groups would just cause some drama.
Yeah.
Like that happened with some of my friends back in high school when I was running track. They dated and then they broke up, and shit was just like the whole friend group just fell apart.
Okay, yeah, so one of the other girls said, like, you know, it's also saying, like, you know, don't get in the middle and just say, like, let's say if they do break up, I said that reflects my life. One of the other girls said, like, don't get in the middle and just say, like, I love you both and I'm not picking sides, which seems very reasonable. Another one said, like, you know, don't put me in the middle because I don't really want to know, which also makes sense. It's like, this doesn't involve me. This is, like, your guys' thing.
I hate to say it, but she's gonna know. They're gonna rant to her. I mean, that's just how it ends up going, whether
Yeah,
you
it's
like
like,
it or
you're-
not.
it's like if, you know, my girl best friend and my friend dated, eventually I'm gonna find out
Of course, yeah.
True.
from at least one of them, maybe even both.
I mean,
Hearing both sides of the story is actually hilarious though. Like you talk to your friend and he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third, and you talk to her and she's like, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third, and you just get to hear like two different perspectives, and they're both completely different. It's kind of funny.
Actually, I will completely agree with you on that because just going back to like what I said before, the girl I used to talk to used to date one of my best friends, and so I heard both sides of their story. So I'm like, when I heard what she said, I went to my friend and I'm like, so is this true? Did that actually happen? And he's like, no, that's not what happened. This is my side.
and this is your girl best friend and your friend?
This was, so the girl I used to talk to
Uh-huh.
was my friend's ex.
Oh, okay.
So it's like when I heard, like this girl I'm talking to, my best friend's ex, when she told me something, I would go to my best friend and be like, so your ex said this, was that actually true? And he would be like, no, that's not true.
Oh.
And then I get to hear both sides.
Mhm. I would probably say too about the part you're saying about having, if your girl best friend, one of your friends starts dating them, I feel like that's kind of, if you don't like that, it's kind of on you. Like you should just made a move sooner. And
That's true.
If they didn't like you back, then they shouldn't be your girl best friend.
That's a fair point. If you're meeting a girl for the first time, do you think it's appropriate to hug?
I don't give out hugs to be completely honest. Like she can dap me up to be honest.
Go for a nice high five.
Like what's good, bro? Yeah, that's something simple.
If the girl initiates, I don't mind it. I don't know if I would at times. It depends on what you're doing, honestly. Like I know some first dates, it could literally just be a movie in a bedroom, and that's the whole date. Other dates can just be like you're going out somewhere. I mean, I'm
experienced.
I don't know, man. You know,
Movies in the bedroom?
Like any first dates out.
well, you're doing a little bit more than just hugging. Let's just say that.
Here's what the girl said. So, one of them said, like, it really just depends on the situation. Like, drunk, sober, like, saying goodbye, walking in. Like, it really just depends on that, like, a situation like that. Another said, like, you know, if the guy were to come to hug me, then, like, I'll hug him. But if he's hesitant, then I wouldn't. So it's kind of, like, they were saying, like, it's just a way of saying, like, you know, you're my friend and I care about you. One of these experiences I had was with one of the girls who was on the last episode.
Yeah.
So she walked out of this guy on my floor from last year. She walked out of his room, and that was like the first time I met her. But like I knew her. Her and I snapped each other for like the entire school year. We just never like hung out or like saw each other, but we saw each other that day. And you know, she came in to hug me. So at first I was just a little confused because I'm like, what is she doing here? And then I'm like, oh, she wants a hug. So I went and hugged her. But like what I'm saying for me personally is that like, if a girl were to hug me, then yeah, I'll go and hug her. But you wouldn't see me initiating a hug the first time I meet her.
I can see it the other way where, see how the date goes. It's a proper way to say like, bye, or like, hey, let's hang out again.
That's
And you
a
can
good
go
point.
for the hug, but, I mean, I don't really think into it that
So when you
serious.
say first time meeting, are you just talking like in general, or is it a date?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would say this could apply to both. It could be a date, or it could just be like one of your chick friends.
Fair enough.
I would say for like, it's kind of, I don't know, I'd say like black and white. You don't really know for sure. Like I can say, I think I went on one date in my life, and when it ended, I went for the hug, and I felt like afterwards that was the right decision. But then another time I was on a date and I went for the hug, and it was the wrong decision. So I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of not that obvious, but that's just
Depends on the vibe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, here's one that sparked a huge conversation with the girls. Would you rather be with someone too clingy or avoidant?
I don't mind the person being around me, they just can't be annoying. Like,
Yeah.
once you start getting on my nerves, just go home.
Is there like a middle ground answer to this?
Middle ground answer.
Or is it one or the other?
It has to be one or the other.
I mean, like, I guess you could say there's a middle ground.
Nah, be decisive.
But like, it's like, if you had to pick the extreme,
Okay.
which one would you choose?
I mean, I guess I'd have to go too clingy because I'm clearly with that person for a reason. I must like something of them. I mean, I know that if you see a person over and over again, it just becomes annoying. Like, there's times where I need to like even take a break from like my friends because I see them too often. So I could see that argument too.
That's a good point.
I'd probably say the opposite. Because I think if they're too clingy and you're just with them for a long time, I think that would just like annoy after a while.
So that was actually one of the things that like a couple of the girls said. So it's like they just wouldn't want like someone being on their ass all the time.
Yeah.
Because like one of them said like she like originally wanted avoidant, and then when she saw guys actually being avoidant, then she was like, I don't like that.
I feel like you just gotta make it your mind at that point. Like, what do you want? You shouldn't bring the guy through these hoops of, you know, saying one thing, but the next day saying the other. Like, you gotta be straightforward. I like being told straightforward.
Yeah.
So a couple of the other girls said like they would want avoidant because of just their independence. Because they just feel like they're independent and they feel like they don't like need somebody on their ass all the time because they already have enough stuff going on in their life. Which I can kind of understand. Now, here's like something that I told the girls, and this is like kind of a personal experience with this girl I used to be friends with. You two know who I'm talking about. So, there was this girl I used to be friends with who she used to date this absolute asshole. Oh yeah, you know who I'm talking about too.
Yes.
So, she would always like call me to complain about him, sometimes when he was even in the room. And like, eventually left him when she found out that he was gay. So she went from a total asshole to a guy who was too clingy. And then she went to a guy who was too avoidant. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate that she got both of the extremes, but I just think it's like you had one when you wanted the other, and then when you got the other, you wanted what you originally had.
Question.
what was the time frame that she like switched up between these two games?
So,
Like a year, 2 years?
How long have you known her for?
I knew her for 2 years.
Okay, so in the time span of 2 years.
So we'll take out this asshole guy. Let's just think about the 2 clingy and 2 avoidant. She broke up with 2 clingy around like mid-February. Started dating 2 avoidant, I'd say only a week or 2 after.
That's like that spawn camping shit I was talking about.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
You got that shit planned, like pre-planned.
I'll be honest, alright? I know this is gonna sound dumb, but if you go to McDonald's and you get a McChicken, alright? And you don't like the McChicken, and then you're like, alright, well, I didn't like the McChicken, so now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get a McDouble. And then you're like, so this.
But you already ate out of the McChicken.
Yeah, and you didn't like it, so then you're gonna go to the McDouble. But you had the option the second time of picking the McChicken, and you picked the McDouble. That's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah, but like, okay, here's this other analogy to kind of combat that, right? Other restaurants have a chicken sandwich that you may also like. Just saying that all girls like of one type don't act the same. Like, not all blondes act the same. Not all brunettes are gonna act the same.
So you're saying they can be clingy or avoided in different ways?
Both sides, absolutely.
Okay, here's something that I actually talked about with you. So let's just say that, so there's 30 days in a month. And then let's say I'm a full-time student who also works full-time. So weekdays are just not good for me. Let's just say like, out of like 30 days in a month, about 20 to 22 of those days, I'm just either working or doing school stuff or I'm doing my own stuff, but I just don't have time for like anybody.
That sounds like me for real.
You get those last like 8 to 10 days where it's like maybe the weekends. Now, let's say like out of like maybe the 4 weekends in a month, you get like 2 weekends I spend with my girlfriend, 2 weekends I spend with my boys. That seems like a pretty balanced medium. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Now, let's just say like out of like those few days, you get like maybe 4 or 5 days that I see my girlfriend. Even those 4 to 5 days out of the 30 days in a month can still be considered 2 avoiding.
Yeah, but I think if you got into the relationship to begin with, that's on both you and her for not aligning schedules. Like, I know things can just start up. Like, let's say you got like a new job, or like you just got a boatload of work.
Yeah.
Things happen, but that's why you just got to communicate.
And this kind of goes off in another direction. But if you are dating someone and you don't know their friends, and they don't know your friends, like it's not a two-way street. Like either they know all of your friends or you know all of their friends, but it doesn't go the other way. Then it's a red flag.
Yeah, I was
Or
considering.
adverse. Yeah, I have a friend, and he dated this girl for like 2 years, never even met her once until 2 years into the relationship. I said hi to her, met her once, and then they broke up.
Yeah, incorporate the friend groups. Like, why can't she get along with the boys, or why can't the boys get along with her?
Do you think guys have to be physically attracted to girls in order to be friends with them?
I wouldn't say they have to, but it helps. Because like, it's okay, so like, if we're just friends, right? And you're attracted and we're friends and we're walking around, and then I see a girl that I'm also attracted to and I want to shoot my shot at her. If I'm walking around with an attractive person, like that says something about me. And it's probably good shit that it says about me. Sort of like boosts my chances. It just like overall, if you have attractive friends, it just makes your image look better, I think.
So you're using your girlfriends as points.
When you put it like that, I sound like an asshole, but I'm okay with that, so sure.
I don't think it hurts. I think it is.
It's almost like having an attractive friend. Like if you have a friend who is a girl and she's attractive, and then she has a bunch of attractive friends, you can use that girl who's your friend to like meet those other attractive friends.
Absolutely.
Going back to the question though, I'd say it honestly doesn't matter all too much.
Like it's not necessary, but it helps.
Oh, I
So
definitely.
like I'll be friends with someone who's not attractive. That's fine. That doesn't matter. But if they are attractive, that's just like an added bonus.
I think also, okay, I definitely agree with both of them. It just helps in terms of like, you know, being able to talk to one another. I think compliments. I think how you meet each other first of all, that initial level of attraction just helps you like just talk, right? I think that I wouldn't approach someone I just don't find attractive. So becoming friends with that person, that could almost just be an initial sight, I guess. I don't know how to put it. But
If you do get anxiety talking to attractive people, having an attractive friend is like practice.
yeah.
So here's what the girl said. So pretty much all of them said no. One of them just said like, it's actually kind of the opposite. I feel like unattractive guys are easier to be friends with.
I don't know. I might be calling some of their bluffs on that one.
Yeah. Kind of mad.
I think they say that because then it's like they know for a fact they don't want anything like that. Like they know that it's just gonna be a friendship out there. Like they can't control another person catching feelings, but they know they're not gonna catch feelings.
But they can control their own feelings being around attractive people, no? I mean, that's just,
Some people can't really control their feelings though.
yeah. It depends who you ask.
I think that honestly, like, if you're, how do I put it? If you're friends with a girl that you like, I mean, I know this is gonna sound a little much, but like, I think you should shoot your shot, and if it doesn't work out, then you should just kind of go your separate way, you know, drift off.
I don't want to name drop.
You know, or you shoot your shot and it works out. I think there's girlfriends that you have in your life are just friends.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that one girlfriend you really like, because if you do, it's just kind of, I think that's bad for your like mental health.
Can I ask
I
you a
think
question?
you should just go for
Go
it.
for
If
it.
it doesn't work, you're good. If it works, you're better.
All right. Have you ever shoot your shot with a girl and it turns out you guys are just meant to be friends, or were you friends afterwards?
Yes.
There you go. I mean, that pretty much just answered your question.
I mean, like, okay, so I do have a personal experience with that. So it's it was last year. There was this girl I will admit that I actually liked. We talked about it, and then the two of us were kind of just like it was like we saw each other every now and then, but we weren't like close friends or like best friends or anything. And then when we talked about it, we were both just kind of like, you know, it's not like, I guess we would just be better off being friends. Because I was just like, I would rather have you as a friend in my life than not have you in my life at all.
Yeah. And it's something you can laugh about later down the line. Like, oh my god, we were both acting like stupid over this.
That's true. Okay.
I think it kind of depends on like how much it affects you. Is it like worse to be friends with them but to not be dating them, or is it that you gotta weigh that and then make your decision?
That's true.
You better be safe.
But most dates taking a risk of like ruining a friendship with shooting your shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say most relationships start as friends, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah, some do. I feel like those are the better ones because like you already get to know the person, you already have like a bit of a relationship established already, and then it's just like developing it.
Do you think a guy and a girl can be just friends without at least one of them thinking about being with the other?
It's very rare. I will say.
Yeah. Someone always ends up catching feelings. Or if not catching feelings, at least one part is gonna think about it. Maybe they're not like fully catching feelings, but they're just like 2 a.m. You're just awake for no reason, just thinking randomly it might pop in your head.
So that's what I said to the girls. The girls were just like 100% yeah. Like,
That's great. I can't say 100%, yeah, but definitely not 100%.
It can't be 100%.
Nothing is 100%.
High chance, but not 100%.
Wait, so
Keep
they said 100%.
they really, like, they believe wholeheartedly
Every
that
one of them.
a guy and a girl can be just friends without at least one of them considering being with the other.
Not 100%.
Bullshit. No way.
I wouldn't say.
I'd say like 60% at best.
I'd say at times. But
I will say, I told this to the girls, there were points that like, there are like some of my chick friends that I have thought about at some point, like, you know, shooting my shot with them. And then at some point down the road, I'm just like, I think I'm just better off being friends with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because the guy always shoots the shot, not always, but usually shoots the shot, it's more common for a guy to catch feelings. I can
That's a
see.
fair point.
So maybe that's why they're so inclined on like, it's 100%, like, no way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's, yeah. Do you think a guy should pay on the first day?
I'm gonna be completely honest. It depends on the girl. Like, if this is a girl that I really want to have or like make a good impression with, I'll pay for the first date. I'll drive her to the first date. If I can't drive her, I'll pay for her Uber. But if it's just like some random girl I met off of Tinder, we're going to Chipotle for spin. Oh my God. I'm not spending more than like $15. No cap.
What's like the TikTok videos where it shows it like at Chili's or something where it's like, oh yeah, split the check on the kiosk. That's what it reminds me of, honestly. Yeah.
You're in the line at Chipotle, like, okay, so I'm gonna get this. I don't know what the fuck she got that.
Hey, she's behind me, that's on her. Like, that, she's ordering
Like,
her
is that
stuff.
gonna ruin my chances? Probably. Do I care? No. Because like I said, it depends on the girl. It depends on who the girl is. So,
So, here's what the girl said.
yes.
Actually, yep.
Yes.
I was gonna be like, wait, you guys know what the girl said.
fucking called it.
But here was their response. They said like it shows sincerity and maturity and like being taught to be like a gentleman.
But
What
are
if
they
I just
looking?
had bread? And I don't mind like splurging type shit. Because like if I had bread to just throw away like that, then sure I'll pay for your meal. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm mature.
I don't think any one of us are mature, including them. I mean, we're at an age where it's like we're still in school, we still meeting new people, and I think down the line maybe like when you're more serious about a relationship, but
Yeah.
nah.
I would say like in a way they're right. Yeah, it does. Like if you do pay for the meal, it does show that you're sincere and mature. It does show
It shows
that
you-
like it shows that you're serious about this girl
Yeah.
in some cases. Now it could also just be that like I mean I'll admit like I wouldn't say this was like a date per se, but like a couple months ago I took this girl to Steak and Shake. We just got like 2 milkshakes. They're $5 milkshakes. I paid for the whole thing because I'm like it's just $5. I don't mind paying for both.
Yeah, but, like where are you taking me? Like, are we going to like a fancy Italian restaurant? Or are we going to Chipotle? Like, it's-
That's what I'm
If
saying.
if it's an official date, then I would say yes, personally, should pay for it. I mean, at least when we dates, I've paid in the past, I've paid for it, because that's just nice. I think that's probably like, just a standard, but I will say, you know, if you're worried that the person you're going to take the date on is just going to use you for free food or free drinks, then I would probably go somewhere a little cheaper. Yeah, like something just casual, so, you know, unless you know you really like them and you really think it's solid, then I don't think it's a good idea to go to a fancy restaurant. And personally, I don't think eating or getting food is the first thing to escape.
yeah.
Yeah, but the activity would probably be better. Like mini golf or golf.
Because you gotta just sit across the table, and they're just looking at you, and you're looking at you, and it's just.
And I don't
It's
talk
just
when I
not
eat.
worried.
That's
true.
Because if I talk when I eat, that's less eating I'm doing. And I don't like that. I like to eat, so. Like, I'm
But it doesn't necessarily have to be food.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so like, I guess if I took her to like go-karting or some shit.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, if I took her go-karting, then like, sure, I guess okay, yeah, that would make more sense. Because like, then that way I know for a fact she's not gonna like run up a check type shit. Because like, when I go to Chipotle, I just get a burrito bowl. And that's like $13 to $15, right? If I take her and she's like, oh, let me get the bowl, let me get the chips, let me get a drink, oh, let me get a burrito to go, it's like, damn. You're not
Yeah.
even gonna eat all that, like, what the fuck?
If a guy is paying though, and she clearly knows about it, it's best to just kind of be conservative, like order normally. Don't go over the top or overboard because it just doesn't look good. Like it really looks like you're just using the guy for money
Yeah.
and not for him.
I remember this one time when some girls, I was just chilling there. I DoorDashed myself some food. I didn't even ask her if she wanted nothing. Like, I was major accident.
in front of her?
It was like 11 at night. I was hungry as hell, bro. I was so hungry I didn't even think about her.
All right, I hope you liked that video.
Link to all my socials are going to be in the description. In the next episode, we're going to have all the girls and all the guys in the same room, and we're going to ask a different set of questions. And yeah, Crow out.
Well, you're doing a little bit more than just hugging, let's just say that.
Okay, yeah, that's a,
We know how you are, Matt.
yeah.
We know how you get down.
So,
How about we talk about something else?
so like my personal experiences with this, one of them was actually with one of the girls who was on the last episode.
You didn't silence your phone before the podcast, bro? What are you doing?
Cut that out. Who's that?
I think it's Patrick.
Mom.
Can you hear me? You Patrick?
Can you hear me?
No.
Sex?
It's Brendan.
Brendan? Oh shit! Wait, Patrick, hold on. I forgot about Patrick. He wanted to come too.
Eventually left him when she found out that he was gay. Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, he was just saying, like, yo, can I come in? What y'all doing? That's recording.
That's Brendan.
Oh, that's Brendan.
Yeah.
Someone get him.
Oh. Brendan, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone random. You have to come in through that door, not this door. We're recording right now. Sorry, bro.
Is this gonna be in the bloopers?
We'll put this in the blue.
We're gonna be putting a lot in the bloopers. I was gonna say,
We're definitely gonna get Ozzy's.
when are you gonna get
No way he answered that thing, bro.
Dude, I'm just gonna put obscure shit in the back. Just to distract you guys.
Yo, since we're in an interlude right now. Bro, imagine if I hit my head on that shit.
I'm gonna stop the stopwatch.
Yeah, alright, sounds good.
You fiends! You fiends!
Quick break. I'm Marcel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Crazy.
Okay, so we were talking about cleaning or avoiding, right?
Yep.
Okay. What the fuck are you doing?
He's looking at you, bro.
Okay. Start the stopwatch.
Oh shit.
Bro, is the sun in anybody else's eyes or why can't the boys get along there?
Okay.
Hey yo, I'm gonna cut this off right here. I didn't want to stop you from talking. I'm gonna go get Patrick. I gotta walk behind you guys.
Okay.
So I just wanted to space more deck out there.
Shot right now.
Huh?
You're ruining the shot.
No, that's why I waited.
Ruin the podcast.
Hey, bro, and she's attractive, and then she has a bunch of attractive friends. You can use that girl who's your friend to like meet those other attractive friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Matt and me on that shit all the time. You're not safe, bro. I'm on your neck right now.
This episode should just be fuck Matt.
Low-key. Like, all the time.
I knew this was coming.
Those girls can say fuck Matt.
No, only one. No, only one could.
Oh yeah, that's right. Only one of them could.
Yeah, are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
It's okay. We're in bloopers right now, so we're good.
What?
We're doing some bloopers right now, so we're good. Yeah, we're in blooper mode. Thank you. Special guest Patrick and Joey.
I'm not kidding. I don't even know how to count.
Yeah.
I agree with Jacob. It doesn't matter.
Get the fuck out of
It
here.
doesn't matter,
He doesn't.
but it helps.
Moving on.
Yes. Yes. No?
What you mean no?
You could have some. Wait, what was the question?
I have never mind.
What?
What just happened?
I didn't even say.
Don't you have senders in this podcast.
I was just like moving on, and then I just hear him go, yes, no.
This is the podcast.
Where you hear
Oh,
It was a off script question.
okay.
High chance, but not 100%.
I know my test scores aren't 100%.
I'm gonna put these on.
I hope Andre's whispering wasn't louder than you guys talking. When I asked, do you think guys have to be physically attracted to girls in order to be friends with you? I was just trying to make a point here. I asked the girls this question about me. I'm just like, do you It was rhetorical. I asked, are you guys friends with me because I'm physically attractive?
The violation.
And they just chewed me apart. I got chewed on, spat out, and curb stomped.
And then spat on.
You need to remember that when you reach your webinar.
Yeah, I think whatever they're friends with you for, just be humble about it and appreciate it. Just be humble, appreciate them being there because they didn't have to come to Brody to come on the podcast. I mean, they're just trying to help you out. They're trying to be your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was just like, you're not my type.
It did make for a funny moment.
It really did.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, I think you should just take that as motivation.
Oh, I was in the
Oh,
gym
yeah.
later that night. actually.
Yeah, just
Good for
take
you.
that as motivation.
Said I had to take it as motivation. What else am I supposed to take it as?
I mean, take that as motivation.